Hello. The last time we created a skeleton for the web application, for the PSGI web application, and we visited our local website, and this is how it looked like. If I click on view page source, then we can see that it has a HTML layout, and this was the content. But it would be much nicer if we could already get the look and feel of search.cpan.org. So switched over this tab, and this is how search.cpan.org looks. And we would like this to have it in our application. And there are lots of pages, of course, in the cpan, but we would like to start with the main page. So the first thing is that we can do is basically two ways. Either we can just click on view source and look at this source and then try to copy paste from here. That would be one of the ways, or the other way is taking the URL and switching over to the console, and then with wget or curl retrieving the URL, so it will fetch the main HTML page, and then if we open that page, so we can check it. It's in Git status. And we got this page. We're going to delete it, obviously, but for now it's good that we have. And then we have the page which starts with the doc type and the style sheet and all the other parts. What we need is to try to figure out how to recreate the same view. So I started. Obviously, we have to put this into the header and the footer template, and maybe some part will go into the main template. But on the first page, you'll have everything put on the header or the footer. That's partially because I looked at other pages and saw that the difference between the other pages and the main page is that the other pages has some more stuff in it. So the fact that on the main page the search box is, if you look at it, on the main page the search box is in the middle and the icon is in the middle, and if you click to some other page, then they go to the top left part of the screen. That's just created by some CSS. So this whole thing, what you can see here on the main page, is basically goes into the header and maybe part of it into the footer. So what we do is we start with the header, but instead of having and we have to replace this code, but instead of having the doc type that we had in the original one, which was just look at it. If you look at it, it's HTML 4.01. It's a really old version of HTML. We could go straight and start using HTML5, and I'll just copy paste here what I have in some other place, and then I explain it to you. So in HTML file, you don't have to declare anything. You just say doc type HTML, and then actually you don't need this one. But for some reason I left it in, so let's just leave it in for now. And then the header, and then you can define the character set and some other parameters. That's to make the site more user-friendly on smaller devices. And then we have the title. So far is what we have here. And then we have another thing here. We have the style sheet. This is the style sheet, the CSS file, imported from or linked from some external site. So we can copy paste this one and include it in the header. And that's about the header. And then the body itself. And then what else? So we have in the original thing we have some more JavaScript important. We won't import this JavaScript. So this is, I think, some of them deals with the syntax highlighting of the source code on search.cpan.org, and I don't want to import that yet. We're going to import the jQuery. This is the jQuery JavaScript, but we don't do it in the header. It's normally today it's more recommended to put it in at the bottom of the page. And there are some more style sheet important, but I don't know if we're going to need those. There's a link to some RSS feed, other things we don't have. We don't use at the beginning. So here's what how the body starts. So it starts with the menu that you see at the top, and then here's the search form, and even below that there is this part where we have the search form, the search form and the statistics, the CPAN statistics. So if you switch back to the page, you'll see that at the bottom there are some statistics, and then there's actually also the sponsor, but I don't include it because our site is not sponsored by those people or those companies. If once this starts running really, then we can include sponsors as well. But for now, use this. So we replace the body with all this part, and then the footer, which is the footer, can have just the end of the code, which is the body and the HTML, and we import include jQuery. Not that really actually we need it right at this point, but what the hell. And we are importing it, actually a newer version of jQuery. There might be some backward compatibility issues, but probably there won't be, and probably won't be relevant anymore. So we're going to use the newer one, and if we encounter some problem, then we'll go back to an older version. So I think that should be enough. If I go back to our site and reload the page, then indeed it looks like CPAN. It looks like CPAN, except that it has this meta CPAN SCO here written, and that comes from the index page, which for now should be empty, or maybe that's how the index page looks like. And so now we have the skeleton, so we can now commit it to Git and go on for the next part of the application.